Hi, welcome to this tutorial on an introduction to web programming. This is going to be an introduction to HTML and CSS. I think I'm going to try to split it up into two parts, so try to do HTML first and then CSS later for the styling of the page. Alright, so what you want to do first, I'm going to be using Sublime Text as my editor. It's free, you can go online and download it at sublimetext.com. Once you go ahead and download that, you want to open up a new file, and then let's say, we're just going to save it right away. And I'm going to save it to my desktop, and I'm just going to create a new folder. I'm going to say HTML tutorial. Alright, just so everything will be in one spot. And so the first page of your website is always called index.html. That's just how it lets it know that it's your first page. So we're going to call this index.html. Alright, now if we were to go ahead and open this, you can go back to your file, go to HTML tutorial, index.html, and it's going to open up on the web. Since you named it a .html file, it's going to render as a web page. So right now there's nothing in it, so we're going to go ahead and change that. The thing I like about Sublime Text is that it has code complete, so all you have to really do is type in HTML, and then you can see it right there. Press enter, and it auto completes some code. The first thing it has there is the doc type HTML. So this is just to let the file know that this is an HTML file, and then you have your HTML tag. This is where all your HTML code will go into. So the HTML tag has two parts. It has a head and a body. So in the head, you have your title, and this is just the name of your website. So if we were to say first website, and then you were to save it and reload your page, you can see up here it changes to first website. So that's the title of your page. Alright, and then in your body tag, that's where everything else will go into. So between these two brackets right here, every word between there that glows up red, that is a different tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the different tags that we have for headings, and those are called H1 to start with, and it goes all the way to H6. So you want to do H1, and then you can see that it has another H1 tag right here, but this one has a slash in it. And this is the closing tag. It just lets you know that this is the end of your tag. So all the content in here will be H1, and then if you were to go on, it changed to something else. So this one I'll just put hello. So H1 is the biggest one. I'm going to show you the different sizes. So I'm just going to go ahead and go paste this a few times. 4, 5, 6. They go all the way to H6. So I'm going to change this one to a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you want to change it in your closing tag too. Otherwise, your HTML code will be confused in H6. Alright. So if I were to save that and reload my website, now you can see hello in 6 different sizes. So H1 right here, the biggest, and H6, the smallest over here. So the next thing I'm going to show you is the nav tag. So this is where you want to put your navigation into. So you open it up with nav, and then make sure you have your closing tag. If you're using autocomplete, then it doesn't really matter. So this is where your navigation will go. So you can type different things in here. You can type in like home and then a contact and save that. Oops, save that and then go here. So now you have home and contact. But as you can see, if you try to click on it, it's just text. You can't, it doesn't lead you anywhere else. So what you want to do is, I'm going to show you another tag. I'm going to put this nav tag down here just to see everything more clearly. So I'm going to introduce you to the link tag, and you open that up by doing an A, and then you want to autocomplete it. So this is the closing tag right here. So whatever goes in here will be your link. So if we were to say home, this is going to light up blue when we refresh our page. And the href right here is the link to where you want your page to lead to when you click that button. So you can either do index.html, so that would just lead it back to the same exact page that you're on right now. So you press home, it just refreshes the page. Otherwise, you can actually go right here and type in a website. Let's say http google.com. Now if you save it and reload it, now if you click that, your home tag will lead you to google.com. So what we want to do is go back and we'll do index.html again, and then we'll create another link, and this one will go to contact.html. We're going to call it contact. Alright, save and reload. Now if we try to click contact, it says your file was not found because we haven't created a contact.html page yet. So what we want to do is go in here and do file, new file, and then save this. Make sure it's saved into the same folder that you saved your index file into, and let's call it contact.html. Alright, now you want to open up HTML again, have it autocomplete, and then for the title we'll type in contact. Alright, and just so we know that's the contact page, we'll just do contact page. Alright, now if we reload that, you see contact page right there. Now if you go back to your index.html, if you click contact again, then it leads to that page. Alright, we're going to work on styling later when we get to CSS. Right now I'm just going to show you all the different tags that you can have. Alright, so if we go back in here, now I'll show you the list tag. So there are two different type of lists in HTML. So there's an unordered list and an ordered list. And so I'm going to show you the difference between those. So I'm going to start with a unordered list. And to open that, you just do a UL. Oops, UL. Alright. And so when you want to add something to your list, you want to open up another tag called the LI. And this stands for list item. So let's just put first for the first list item. And then open up another one. We could just put second. And then do another one and call this third. Remember, when you go between the two tags, that's the content that's going to be inside of it. Alright, so we're just going to copy and paste this. That's an unordered list, and then this is an ordered list. So you want to change this UL to OL, which stands for ordered list. Make sure you close it with the OL so your HTML code doesn't get confused. Alright, now if we were to load this to see the difference between them, let's go back. Right here you see first, second, third, but it's bullet points, and this is first, second, third, but it has numbers by the side of it. So unordered list, it has no order really, so it just has a bullet point, and then the ordered list automatically puts a number in it for each element that's in your list. Alright. And then there's more tags that you can do. There's a div tag. This is pretty important. This is used a lot, but I'll probably show that when we get into our CSS in our next tutorial. Right now I'm going to go to our contact page, and I'm going to start building that up. So in our contact page, we're going to want a form. So inside the form tag is where you put all your user input. Say you want to send to a database or send a message or something like that. It all goes in here. And so for the different user input, you want to open an input tag. So if we autocomplete that, it gives us a type and a name. So the type is a different type of inputs that you want for the user. So the first one we're going to start with is a text box. And then the name for it, we'll just call it fname, because for this we'll do our first name. Let's put a little label on it. So a label is just going to show what the input is for. So right now this one will be for our first name. Copy and paste this, another one for our last name. So let's change the label to last name and type text box again. And then this one will be a message. Let's say another label. Let's call this message. And then this one is going to be a text area. Now a text area just is like a text box, except it gives you more room to write stuff. It takes the arguments columns and rows. So the columns, we'll just put 10 columns. So, and then we'll do 10 rows. And now I'll show you what this looks like. So you want to save it and reload the page. Alright, let's click contact. And now you can see this is your first name. This is the type text box. And then last name right here is another text box. And then this is our text area right here. And these are different labels that say first name, last name, and message. You see how first name, last name, and message are all on the same line? These are called inline elements. These are different from block elements. Say if you were to put a image or a div tag, those are block elements, so they'd show up on the next line. But for inline elements, a quick way to just put them to another line is you can use the BR tag. So first name, we'll say after the text box, we'll put a BR, and then we'll put one after last name, BR, and then let's see, we'll put one after this message label. Alright, so if we were to save that and reload it, now you can see the difference. You see first name, and it creates a new line with that BR tag, last name, and then message. Now I'm going to show you the select tag. So we're going to start by typing select. So this is just like a drop down menu of different things that you can pick. So right here, inside here, we're going to do an option. And this will be one of the options. We'll just put option 1. and then you can copy and paste that 3 times, like not close on the tag. All right, we'll say option 2 and option 3. So we want to save and reload that. Now you can see option 1, option 2, option 3. So that's what the select tag is. All right, and then we don't want that on the same row, so we'll use another BR tag right before that. So we'll do BR. All right, save and reload. All right, and now to submit our form, we would need a button. So what you want to do is go after the select, do another input tag. So for this, the type will be submit, and then name will be submit, and then we'll load it. So now you can see that you have a submit button. Say you want to change the name of this button right here. That's an attribute called value. So you can do value and then equals. You can put anything like, let's say, send. Save and reload that, and now you can see that it says send instead of submit. Alright, I think that's going to wrap up the first video. Next video, we'll get into styling and doing some CSS work.